Confident and loyal. Okay, these are good. All right, so you, for the most part, you guys see yourself as confident, good people, right? So there's nothing that you can do or say about you that anyone is going to judge you. So if you're doing this for yourself, right? So remember what you listed here. That's how you see yourself. That's how you want to be perceived, right? You want people to understand you, right? So to begin, I wanted to say that you have to have patience with yourself, right? Because this takes time. This is a gradual change. It's a journey, right? There's no race. You make it to where you want to make it with baby steps, right? You can't hit MMB before hitting AMB or MMP, right? So work on smaller goals, small realistic goals. No. Um, so what we're doing here is we're telling a story. You're telling your story. When I first started, I wasn't always as creative. I wasn't always so open about, my business or just sharing things on Instagram. I started because I made a decision. I said, all right, I want to lose weight and no one is holding me accountable but me. So I started sharing my weight loss journey. It was hard because I was a much bigger girl and I was always self-conscious about that because that's something I always struggled with my entire life. But I said, if I show this now, if I show it to the world, then I can't take it back because then I'm going to look like a failure. I'm going to look like a loser. And I don't want to look like a loser. So I did that and I held myself accountable. So every day I showed up, even if it was 5 minutes doing yoga in the morning or working out or whatever the case, I showed up and I showed that I was there just for myself so that I can look back at it, because Instagram to me is a journey tracker. And it's more things. It's a tool, it's a vehicle where you can use it to communicate with people, but you can also use it as a timeline, right? For you, this is your journey. This is what you want to record. So with that being said, do not be afraid of eventually going public. I know Rosalie had a hard time herself finally, deciding that she was going to be public. She said, no, no, no. But with time, she grew the confidence to just say, you know what? I'm not going to hold myself back anymore. I'm going to do it. I'm not saying that you have to go public right now, because there are a few steps that I would like you to take before you take that plunge, because I know it's hard. But yes, so this is your journey. You want to show up, you want to hold yourself accountable. No one's going to hold you accountable but you. I took a lot of notes, guys. Sorry. And they're all really scrammed into Post-its. All right. So now you guys are photographers, right? No one is born a photographer, but we're going to start taking pictures of things on your day-to-day that is basically a routine. You wake up in the morning, you say good morning to people in the street, then you say good morning to your followers. You have a family on Instagram. You create this bubble of people that you're going to communicate with directly, right? So you have the control, you have the power in this. Start by saying good morning. Take a picture of the freaking wall. Pick a font that you like, right? When you pick a font, this is essentially your handwriting on your electric signature, your electric handwriting. People are going to see this often, right? So when you show up, use the same font. I'm going to start with that. Use the same font. Start saying good morning, start saying good night, just so that you can ease your way into being, into getting comfortable with posting. You may not have conversations with people, but just start putting it out there. You're showing up, right? That's you. Hey world, good morning. I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm here to start my day. So take the time with your posts. I like to say you either go hard or go home, right? So I don't like half-assing anything. If I'm going to make a post, I'm going to take my time with it, but it's because I'm going to plant a seed with that post. Once that post is made, let's say for your story, for example, the stories last 24 hours. I think we all know this. So for those 24 hours, it's going to stay there. You're not going to overthink this post. You take your time with it. And once you post it, that's it. You've planted your seed, onto the next one, right? So for example, like Sam said in the beginning, she wants us all to pick 5 things. So just keep that in mind. These are 5 staples that you're going to use, that people are going to basically mold as a person for you. They don't know you. Let's say that they don't know you physically, right? They're only learning you virtually. How do you want to be perceived? What 5 things make you the person that you want to be today, right? So on your path. Okay. Find by 5 things, I would say, find your passion or passions. You can have more than one. I'm sure I have more than one. And I think that that's part of the reason why I feel that I can be more relatable to people, because people want to see, people are into so many different things. And if you start showing up in these different categories, you're going to click with different people. Is it making sense? You following me? All right, so consider a progress tracker. Now, take the time to be artsy with your posts. You are creative, right? So for those of you who are thinking, I'm not creative, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, start by removing the word no from your vocabulary. There is no. There is only do and am. I am this, I am determined, I am outgoing, I am shy, but I'm not gonna be shy anymore. So change that shy into a positive word. You're shy, no, you're conservative. Conservative, that could be a better word. It's a positive, it has a positive tone to it. So we want to change the way that we talk about ourselves, and it shows people, that energy transpires, and people can read that even through Instagram. Just a post, just the words that you use, your vocabulary, that's how people get to know you. That's how people get to know what's in your mind. So your words are a reflection of your mind. So whenever you do put a caption on a picture, just know that the person that's reading on the other side of the screen, they're going to have a mental note like, okay, that's how she thinks, or that's the vibe that she carries, right? Does that make sense? All right, cool. So we're not born anything, right? We're not who we were yesterday, right? But we're constantly evolving and we're constantly inventing ourselves. We can be whoever we want to be, right? Don't let anybody tell you, you can't do that. Like, nah, I don't see you doing that. No. I decided that I want to do this. This is who I'm going to be. This is what I'm going to do, because you make that decision for yourself. Once you make it, that's it. You're committed. You're committed to you. That's what the goal of this is. Commit to yourself, because I know for a fact there have been many times where I look back and I'm like, damn, if I would have stuck to it, I would have been blank by now. I would have been either fit. I would have been more prepared. I would have known more about that test. Like, if you show up every day a little bit at a time, and by a little bit, I mean, like, even if it's just one post, even if you're not comfortable, take a selfie at least once a week. Try getting comfortable, get the gears moving, get in motion. So I wanted to show you guys some apps that I use to decorate my pictures or edit my pictures. One thing I did want to say is, the less filters you use, the better it is, because you want to seem more real to these people. You want to show that you are becoming more confident and in exposing yourself and being more relatable. So you want to show the real you. Do use filters for like products and stuff if you want to make them look nice, and just play with these apps that I'm going to show you. Use random pictures, even if it's just like empty bottles or whatever. Try playing with the filters, tap buttons, learn how to use these apps and get comfortable with them. I'm not saying you have to use them, but it is nicer and it's more appealing to the eye when you have a more organized like posts. Like, you see how the influencers that we follow, they take their time with their posts and we screenshot them. Instead of us having to screenshot them, we can take time aside and be creative ourselves, right? That gives us more confidence alone. All right, so you have your pens and papers, write down the names of these apps, one is called Unfold. And some of these apps, you could purchase like more filters for them, but they're tax write-offs. So that's the good thing. So the first one is Unfold. The second one is Over, O-V-E-R. The second one is Tezza, T-E-Z-Z-A. Storychick, S-T-O-R-Y-C-H-I-C, all together. And Color Story. So throw in random pictures in these apps, start playing with them. There's also Lightroom, that's kind of like a Photoshop app, and you can put a preset for the pictures that you're going to use on your actual profile. I also wanted to show you guys how on Instagram you can organize folders. So if you go over here, right, where you're on your profile, and you click on Saved, I have here organized things that these are things that make me. These are my staple things. I have nails, I have things that are creative, I have plants, some yoga stuff, some house, makeup, captions that I might be inspired by, Monet stuff that I might want to share, workouts, piercings, food, whatever the case may be. Save this, organize the things that you like. Whatever catches your eye, save it in a folder. Save it in a folder, save it in a folder. When you start showing people just randomly, you see a post that you like. I saw, let's say, 3 people in front of 3 elephants. I like elephants, and I admire the the shape of a woman. So I put it, that's what I like. If someone likes it, they're like, oh, I had this idea too. People are gonna start finding people will find any reason to reach out to you, right? As long as you are relatable, as long as you put something that catches their attention the same way it catches yours, you're fine. That's an initial conversation starter right there. This light is really hot. Are my cheeks red? Yeah, I'm hot as hell. Okay, so that's one way you can save pictures on Instagram. So that, oh, and then one other thing. I have a whole folder here of positive posts that you want to kind of organize your story, right? Your story is 24 hours long. Put good morning, switch to either put a positive note, then put a selfie, and then put, like, have something different so that people are not seeing the same thing over and over again. So you want to kind of have it organized or plan it the day before. If today's Wednesday and it's your wash day, put hashtag wash day Wednesday. You want to use hashtags as a way to extend yourself to more people that are interested in the things that you're sharing, because you want to, you know, have more viewers, more followers, extend your network. Organize your routine Monday through Sunday, right? So Monday, mask day Monday, or if you have manicures, let's not do that. Whatever the case may be, try to organize your posts by the day. So prepare for tomorrow, prepare today for tomorrow. Don't think about Wednesday or the day after, the day after. Be present and just take it one step at a time, one day at a time. You just want to show your routine. The other day, I just spontaneously, you know what do I do every morning? I take off my covers and then I put my feet on the floor. I actually recorded that and some people liked it, and I was like, this is pretty cool because it felt like they were on my side of the screen, like they were in my shoes. So your coffees in the morning, your, like, say good morning and good night. Like, I don't know if I said that already, but good morning and good night goes a really long way. That's also a good way to break the day between your 24 hours, because yesterday's posts, you can be seeing them today, but they'll know the difference. So let's say, for example, there's a sale today, right? They'll know that today, or we'll say goodnight today, 2 more days left for the sale. They'll know the difference. They'll know if time runs out, if that makes sense. All right. And then the other homework that I want you to guys do, not homework, but you know what I mean. You're going to scan, you're going to go to your profile, and you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you're going to scan what pictures don't relate to you anymore. You'd be surprised what you find from 2015. All those club pictures that you have, they're not who you, if they're not who you are anymore, if you don't want to be presented as that person, if you don't want someone to see you like, oh, she used to be a party girl, or whatever the case may be, that's just an example. But if you don't want to be perceived as that person, you can always archive it. You can always go back to the post and see it, but it's not going to be, it's not what makes you you. It's not what you're showing today. That's not your message today, right? So we want to create a portfolio. That's why I say you guys are photographers now. You're going to try to keep it clean and tidy so that it's appealing to the eye. So you want to make it aesthetically pleasing to you and to other people as well. So kind of like filter through it, see what you like, see what you don't like. And then try to focus on who you are today. Who do you want to be today? It's ready. Awesome, thank you. All right, so then I made a list for things that establish trust. You want to, like I said before, share your coffees, share your meals. So believe it or not, some people find the picture of the weirdest things that I post. I'm like, no one's gonna like this, but I'm gonna still post it. They actually end up liking the weirdest things. So when you share your meals, people will either be related to that, like, oh, how did you make that? Or I really love that, or I haven't had this, or like even this brand, they'll ask questions. That's an initial conversation spark right there. Anything. You could put even a little fork in the frame, like, where'd you get that fork from? Where'd you get that cup from? And then boom, you're starting to talk about this with this person, then you eventually click, right? That's what you want to do. You want to build relationships with people that are just people that want to be your friend, people that you're going to open yourself up. You want to open yourself up to more opportunities and more possibilities, right? We're opportunity seekers here, all of us. We're all big dreamers. You want to share your ups, but you also want to share some of your downs, right? Because we're all human. We all have crappy days. One day I vented and I actually made a few sales on that day, and I was really surprised. But they were like, oh, I don't know if they felt bad for me. I don't know what the case was, but they were like, oh, I had the same struggle too. And I feel I can relate so much with that. And I'm like, okay, great. I didn't feel comfortable sharing that I'm miserable with my day job, but in the long run, it made me seem even more real to these people. I was like, okay, so it's not always rainbows and butterflies. You want to share, like, okay, you can vent on Instagram too, the same way you can vent about the good stuff, you can vent about the bad stuff. Obviously, you want to control what you say. You don't want to be too intimate or too personal. So just share what you're comfortable with in your, like, in the core. You don't want to share too much either. So it's like a game. It's like okay. Share things that you do regularly. I say that and I think about going to the bathroom very often, but that's not things that we want to share. We want to share, like, my walk to the car. I like to take pictures of the shoes. You change your shoes every day. You change your underwear every day, but you're not going to show your underwear. You're going to show your shoes. You can, because you're outside. Not anymore, but the case is every day you do something different and you want to try. You want to try to keep them engaged. They're, oh, what's she doing today? I saw what she did yesterday. I wonder what she's doing today. Well, that looked like fun. She went to the roof. Wow. Okay, cool. What did she do tomorrow? Like, just the randomest things that spark your interest might spike someone else's. So when I say share things that you do regularly, if you do, let's say for example, Waleska does the Peloton. I'm expecting to see her on her Peloton every single day because that's what she does. She shows up on it every day. And now to me, she is a stay-at-home mom because she's exposed that. She's shown that. We have witnessed her in her journey from when she started to now, to the present moment. So these are the things that she's constantly doing that make her her. And that I can say that because I've been seeing it from, I don't live next to her. I live in New York and she lives in Texas. But I know this because she's constantly sharing that. She shares that she has her kid at home more, or whatever the case may be. But when you are constantly doing something, like Mindy, for example, she takes care of her daughter too, and she steps out in the backyard and she takes pictures of her backyard. It's the same backyard, but every day looks different. Every day there's new clouds. Every day the sun doesn't come out, but do show up, right? People are engaged. People are hooked into your journey. Everyone already knows that you're starting a journey. If you haven't exposed yourself, if you haven't introduced yourself or to the business, I can send you guys in the chat a few posts that I made in the beginning when I first say, you know what, this is what I'm going to start advertising. I'm going to start branding myself. So another thing that I like to say is I very, very rarely drop the name Monat because I don't want to be branded as the Monat girl. I do share the products. The products have the name of Monat on it. That's as far as I go because let's say, God forbid, one day Monat's not here. You don't want to be, oh, that's it. They take Monat away from me, but they're not going to take, once you brand yourself, they can't take you away from you. What you do regularly, that's just who you've molded yourself to be. So you're not going to brand yourself with Monat this, Monat that, Monat that. No one's going to want to watch your story. Oh, she's probably just sharing Monat. No, you're sharing what you like to do. I like to sit out in a picnic. I like to go for a drive with the windows down. Whatever, like the smallest details make the hugest difference, I have to say. So there's tools on Instagram that I think everyone should take advantage of. So when you post a story for the 24 hours, you can use the questions, the quizzes, the polls, try to engage. I've started doing that myself now, and I feel like I've been engaging with a lot more people, asking them questions like, ask them about them. People want to talk about themselves, right? They don't want to know more about you. They rather, be able to engage too. They want to be a part of it. So use those, like the quizzes, and even add GIFs, right? GIFs, I find that are a great way to express like emotion because a picture is a still picture, right? It doesn't move. But when you add a GIF to it or a movement to it, it's like, okay, what reaction or what feeling is before this, right? Or behind this post. I already said the hashtags. Okay. So you want to also try to use highlights. These little bubbles here, these are basically what you are most passionate about. For me right now, I have matcha, affirmations, my business, movement with me, crystals, plants, self-care, growing plants that I was growing, keto, earth, things that I'm into. Those are things that people are going to they're going to see immediately when they see my profile. It's like, okay, this is what she's always showing. This is what I'm going to be seeing when I see her profile. So it's no surprise to people when they come to my page and they see, okay, I see Matcha, I see whatever, they have an idea of the personality and of the person behind that screen. Let's see. Okay, so then find the things that you're most passionate about. That's the 5 things that Sam was telling you guys in the beginning, the homework, to find 5 things, list them. I'd say find your formula. Find the font, find your go-to, let's say, style of writing on your posts, so that when you do take a picture, and let's say you don't want to spend too much time on your post, just do your go-to. You pick your font, you pick your color, you put it on the same corner or wherever in the picture it fits, but try to organize it so that it's not drawing so much attention away from the post itself. Don't use too many crazy colors. If you are going to use color, use 1 color, maybe 2, maybe. Try to keep it small and not so crazy. When you're going to tag someone, tag them on the corners or on the edges of the thing, of the screen, not scattered in different colors and like on an angle and one straight or whatever the case. That just seems a little messy, a little chaotic, a little crazy. So for someone to, let's say that you want someone to repost you, make it appealing to them too, so that you're able to get exposure as well, if that makes sense. Use 2 to 3 fonts that you can alternate between. Use 2 to 3 fonts, right? So let's say certain fonts don't fit with certain pictures. I don't know if I think I might have OCD, I don't know. But I feel like alternating is fun, and it keeps it like, okay, it's not so strategic, it's not so uniform, it changes. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's essentially your handwriting. And when you post, people automatically recognize that that's you writing. That's your hand, that's not your handwriting. That's your font, that's you, the way you write. So I like writing on my pictures because I'm not like Samantha. Samantha talks on her videos. I'm not that confident yet where I can, what's it called? Speak to the camera so directly. Like I'll do it for 15 seconds, but I don't usually do it for so long. So what I'll do is I'll take a picture, and whatever I wanted to say, I'll write it in the picture. And slowly, little by little, I've been getting more comfortable speaking into the camera. But for the most part, I take a picture and I write my thoughts, because sometimes I also rant. I have a lot of thoughts. So if I were to record, I'd be there for forever. Okay, keep your posts clear to see and clean. So by that, I mean, like I said before, the less filters, the better, right? Because you want to engage your attention. When it's clean and clear, they'll focus on all the details. But when there's so much going on, they don't even know where their focus should go. Cool. This is nice. Okay, so I don't know, like I said, I don't know if I'm OCD, but I like to keep a theme or like a scheme going through my stories. I like to have it flow. So I'll say my good morning, I'll post my breakfast, or I'll post a picture of the sky. And that's kind of like the routine that I keep, that's like something that's consistent. That's like a staple. But you want it to flow. So like I said, those saved pictures that we have on the Instagram, take one from each folder and start then you have like a bunch of little pinpoints of what you're interested in or what people are going to be interested in too. Oh, I said a lot of this stuff. Cool. Okay. All right. So when you do post on your stories, once you post it, don't overthink it. Once you've taken your time on creating that post, that's it. You plant it, you put it, you post it, 24 hours, it'll linger there, but you move on from it, right? So after those 24 hours, you want to, not after, midday after, you can check the post and check on the viewers, check who actually saw the post that, let's say, that related to the business. Those people that are constantly seeing your post, those are the people that are interested. Those are people that are still curious to see where you take this, if you're going to continue going up with it, or if you're going to be inconsistent and just drop, and then they'll stop paying attention. But when you keep them engaged, when you're doing this consistently, they're going to constantly keep showing up, right? So keep a list of the people that are constantly in your viewers' selection. Another thing, be passionate and committed to yourself. And when I say be passionate, I mean, like, you don't even have to say you're passionate, but when you are showing up constantly, when you are doing this like back to back every day, that already shows passion. It's like, okay, she must really like her coffee if she's doing it every day, which I'm sure most of you do. List things that you like that you aren't afraid. Oh, okay. So list things that you like. This is kind of like homework, but list things that you like that you aren't afraid of the world to know about you. That's kind of like the 5 things that make you who you are, or that you're interested in. If you're interested in makeup, if you're interested in painting your nails, if you're interested in jewelry or pottery or whatever the case may be, find the post, find the hashtag, follow the hashtag. Every time anything will be posted under the hashtag, you can copy it, just post it on your story. That creates your journey. That's who you are at the moment, right? I've evolved so many different times in the past 2 years that I feel like I don't even know. I'm passionate about everything, but that's not really the case. You just learn, learn more about you. I've learned more about myself, like throughout this, like following these hashtags and things that I'm like, oh, and they open doors to other things that, like, I didn't even know pottery, I could do pottery myself until I saw it on Instagram. That's something that I would definitely be interested in. And then the same way I was exposed to this, you can expose it to someone, or you can introduce it to someone else. I said, start sharing anything and everything that catches your attention so people can get a better understanding of your personality and your interests. Prepare the day before. Like I said, that makes sense. And do not be afraid of going public. Going public is, I want to say, it's a really good opportunity for you to get more exposure. You want to be able to, if you're private, chances are that you're only limiting yourself to the current followers that you have. But the possibilities are endless on Instagram. You can connect with people all over the world that might have your same exact personality, that might be shy, that might be anything of these adjectives that you guys listed here. You might find people that you can create a whole network of people, of friends, completely on social media. And those people are going to be loyal. They could be loyal customers for you because they end up building trust with you. They end up building a bond. And that's what you want with people. You want to create a relationship. So many post-its. Okay. Have fun, because what is the worst that can happen, right? They're going to judge you. And if they judge you, what do they sign your paychecks? No. They're just going to watch and judge, and that's it. They don't sign your paychecks. You say and do what you want. You expose yourself for who you are. If they don't like who you are, they can keep you pushing. They can go to another page. But you are not going to hold yourself back. You do what you do. If you like, I don't even know how many, like, there's so many different examples I can use. I don't know why I was going to go say, if you like to fart, you could show that you're farting, but that's not really a thing that you want to do. My mind just goes to the gutter. Okay. And then the beauty of all this is that you are in control. You can control who sees your page. You can control what you post. You can control your private life, what you share. Like, you don't have to share your husband and your family. You could share their feet, or if you want, like, just a peek. Hey, take a peek into my family. But you don't have to expose yourself too much where you feel uncomfortable. Only expose what you feel is good enough for you, that sits well with you, right? You don't want to also, like, sell your soul and be uncomfortable. This is not who I am. No, you'll gradually become the person. You're going to step into the person that you want to be, but it takes baby steps. And then the homework was to scan your profile, archive all the pictures that you don't want people to see in case you do eventually go public, which I hope that you guys do, because it is a really big step into a whole new world. List 5 adjectives. I know I told you guys to list 2, but list 5 adjectives that you feel describe you. And you want to say these things to yourself out loud at least once a day so that you can actually believe them instead of just thinking them right now. No, you wake up and you believe them. I have this posted on my car, on my dashboard, that I read it whenever I get into my car. But since we're not going out, write it down and post it. When you see your handwriting, when you see these words and you read them, your brain perceives them as your handwriting, so they know that it's true. Right. And then the more you read it, the more true it becomes. Right. The same people that lie to themselves, people that end up believing their own lies, it's because they repeated the lies so many times that they just can't even like help it. So when you tell yourself these things, you're manifesting them, you're speaking them into existence, and you're making them real. Eventually they will be your reality. I'm not my own boss, but do I say I'm my own boss? Damn right I am. I'm my own boss. I'm smart. I'm skilled. I'm everything that I want to be. I'm not there yet, but I can almost taste it because I'm constantly saying that. List all the things that you're passionate about. That's your homework. List 5 things that make you you. List things that you're passionate about, things that you feel you've evolved into, things that you've done in your past that you might be able to pick up again, like skills that you have had. Highlight these things about yourself. And reinvent yourselves, guys. This is we're taking this downtime of this quarantine. We should take this time to reflect, look inward, see what makes you happy. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this for yourself? Why do you want to show up? Why do you have to show up? Right? Try to remind yourself. I know it's very easy to say, damn, I'm not going anywhere. I haven't seen my PV go up. It's been a while. I haven't even ranked up in 3 months. Whatever the case may be, do not psych yourself out, because you need that mindset shift is absolutely everything, especially when we're so limited to what we can't do. Whatever we do have in our control, that's what we should focus on. Focus on what you can control, and what you can control is your profile. That's one way. That's like my way of being able to express myself, not just creatively, but for peace of mind. It's like a journal. So the last thing I wanted to say is that you don't need to believe in magic. You guys are magic. You just have to believe in yourself. And that is it.
Sweet. Thank you, Bobblehead. That was amazing. I just wanted to add a few things, but you did an awesome job. For one, I didn't even know about the saved album, so that to me is amazing. I'm definitely now creating my different albums because that helps. Oh. Go ahead.
And then one more thing, my bad. You can also organize your posts. Like you see when you're going to upload a new picture, when you go to upload a new picture, you can manage how your profile might look if you were to upload all these pictures, right? So you can edit and delete. Let's say I don't want those two, I'll just discard. And then I'll be able to see what my story, my feed would look like in that order. But those are drafts. You can do draft posts. That's it. Go, Sam. I forgot to mention that.
Wait, how did you do that? Where did you go?
So let's say I want to post this, for example. I'll just hit, I don't know. Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. I'll hit next, and then next again. So that when you get to this page, that's it. You've created kind of a post. You just haven't completed it. So when you go back, you hit cancel. Usually you will get asked, do you want to save this draft? I think I had to type something in the caption, then type something in the caption and then go back. And when you go back, it's going to say, are you sure you want to go back? Do you want to save this post? And you hit save this draft, and then it'll show up there on the drafts.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you can organize, let's say, your weekly posts. You can organize your weekly posts with that, or whatever the case may be.
Cool. I took notes of just, I think, 4 points. So the first one, to give you guys an example, like what 5 things for me that show who I am. I've developed a system in my life. So the 5 things is, in the morning, I do like my Bible daily verse. So I post that shows everyone like, hey, I'm alive, I'm awake, my day's starting now. That's number 1 for me. Number 2 is my coffee. I can't miss out on my coffee. And it's funny because 2 days ago, I was like, no one probably cares about my coffee. And that same day, Diana was like, Sam, your coffee makes me want to get up and make coffee. So I was like, okay, cool. That's still number 2 for me that I'm going to continue my life. Number 3 is my daughter. So she's my number, not in that order, but that's one of who makes my day. And then number 4 is obviously what sale or opportunity, but reflecting it on me. So like if I use the Renew shampoo, I'm not promoting the bottle. I'm actually saying, okay, it's time for hair wash, or this is how my hair feels. That would be my number 4. And then number 5 would make it, what was it? So Bible, coffee, food. I love to cook. So I'm constantly sharing about what am I eating. So now that I'm home, and I'll be home for the next month, every day I'm cooking up something different, but people are actually tuning in, like, what is she cooking tomorrow? And how did she make that? So that to me is my 5 things. So it can be anything. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then the good thing about that is, like, let's say I want to see about plants. I know to go to Karen's page because I know somewhere her slides, she's showing off plants. I don't know, Katie's hilarious, which is Kayla's sister. She's always talking about funny things, and her stories are long, but it's entertaining. So like if I want to watch something entertaining and laugh, I'll go on Katie. But what you're creating is the same way we're doing it. People are actually doing that too. If they want to watch a specific thing, they'll go to your stories because that's what they're looking for. So that it's amazing. The other thing is, on the Unfold app, I created folders. So doing this 8 months, eventually we end up having the same sales. So instead of getting caught every weekend, creating a new picture, a new story, have your Unfold and divide it. So I divided like skincare before and after, hair care before and after, promotional sales for hair care, promotional sales for skincare. And I create my own slides. So like today, I already had my slides ready because we had this sale a few months ago. And all I do is just change a background or change just one little thing that it looks different, but it's the same thing because it's the same sale. Eventually, as you're doing this in a few months, you'll witness the same sale again. So you don't want to get caught. Time is everything. That you don't want to get caught 3 hours every weekend trying to create a new slide when you can go on Unfold and already save it. So that's another thing that I do. I have my own folders in Unfold app. And the other thing about that is that instead of saving all these pictures on your phone and now you're scrolling through your phone to find these sales, you just go straight to the app. It's already there. And don't save it into your phone until you need it. And then delete the picture, but it's still saved on your Unfold app. So that is amazing for not having too much pictures in your phone. When talking on stories, instead of just talking, and you went through 8 slides and you're only talking, write things, write keywords. This I learned from Joe, and it made so much sense. A lot of people are like probably in bed and they don't want to bring up the volume. And when they see you talk, they're like, oh, great, she's talking. So they'll just click. But if you put in keywords like, this is exciting, or I just had a scare, or something crazy, like keyword, maybe 2 to 3, don't put a whole sentence. As a person is clicking, when they see like warning, sale, or this changed, whatever, now they're like, wait a second, what changed? Or what's the warning? What's so exciting? I want to know. And then they'll bring up the volume. So it makes it more interesting. So keywords on your stories. It doesn't have to be every story slide, but get in some keywords in there so you can catch an attention instead of having a person just click through it. My other note that I put, let's see. Yeah, that was it. Actually, that's all I have aside from the things Babo has shared. If anyone has any questions, huh? Bobblehead is Karen. Sorry, guys. It's an insider since we were a kid.
Yeah, not a nasty one either. You don't want to specify on that.
I think I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. But yeah, that was pretty much it for the calls. If you guys do have a question, you can go ahead and put it in the chat or ask your uplines. And thank you all for showing up. That looks like it's very sour, Karen.
There's definitely alcohol in here. I just go.
And there's no alcohol, or there is alcohol?
Oh, there is. I wasn't expecting it.
Be ready for tomorrow, people. Tomorrow. You better be there.
I did remember on your story slides. So what I did was I went on the SED girls, which is the top rank. And when they post things, they have their specific hashtags that they're posting it every single time. They have like Miami blogger, Miami, whatever. I switched it to New York blogger, New York, whatever the hashtag was, because there's obviously that same hashtag here in New York. And I saved it into my notes. When I create my stories on that first slide, I'll take all of those hashtags and slide it all the way in the bottom where I'm not showing any hashtags at all. Why do I do this? So the picture can still look nice, so the story can still look nice. But now it filters into people that are following that hashtag. So that's a big thing if you want to get new followers.
You can also do this for your posts. Let's say if you post on your story on your profile, instead of putting the hashtags like here on the caption, can you guys see? Instead of putting it on the caption, you want to comment on your own picture, and then you're gonna paste all the hashtags in the comments, so that you are still exposing yourself to all these people and all the things that are relatable to that picture, but it's not going to be in your caption, it's not going to take a space, and it's not going to be so unappealing to the eye. So that's good too.
Yeah, perfect. And I think that's it for now that we can come up with. Thank you all for showing up. I'll send the recording as soon as it's done saving. And
So
have a good
we
night.
got homework, guys. Don't forget.
Yeah.
I want you guys to share
You.
it on the group chat. I want